Have you ever heard of the Moonshadow Panther? Picture an ancient enchanted forest where moonlight filters through the dense canopy, casting a silver glow on the ground below. Here, a creature of legend, the Moonshadow Panther prowls silently. Its coat, as dark as the midnight sky, merges with the shadows, making it almost invisible to the untrained eye. This mystical creature is more than just a panther. It's a guardian of the supernatural realm, a being born from the harmonious union of moonbeams and shadows. These unique origins grant it extraordinary abilities. It can move between dimensions at will, and it harnesses the energy of the moon in ways we can only dream of. Imagine a creature so in tune with the night that its eyes, as silver as the moon itself, glow with an ethereal light. Its movements are fluid, a graceful dance that weaves through the forest under the cover of darkness. As it moves, a haunting melody fills the air, a song as mysterious and beautiful as the creature itself. This is the song of the Moonshadow Panther, a lullaby for the sleeping village on the forest's edge. The panther is a nocturnal being, emerging from the forest's depths as the village falls into a peaceful slumber. Its presence is a comforting whisper in the night, a silent guardian watching over the mystical realm from the shadows. As the moon rises high in the sky, the panther begins its nightly patrol, its luminous eyes scanning the forest, its song echoing through the ancient trees. The Moonshadow Panther is more than a creature. It's a symbol of the mystical, a reminder that there's more to our world than what meets the eye. It's a bridge between dimensions, a guardian of the supernatural, and a beacon in the darkness. It's a legend that has been passed down through generations, a story that captivates all who hear it. As the village slept, the Moonshadow Panther danced through the moonlit glades, its haunting melody echoing through the ancient trees. The legend of the Moonshadow Panther is just beginning, and its tale is far from over. One day, a young girl named Elara ventured into the forest, drawn by the ethereal whispers of the Moonshadow Panther's song. Her heart was filled with an insatiable curiosity about the supernatural, a yearning that led her deeper into the moonlit woods. As she journeyed, the forest seemed to breathe with her, every rustle of leaves, every whisper of the wind, guiding her towards the mystical creature. In a moonlit clearing, their paths crossed. The panther, with its sleek obsidian fur and silver eyes, stood majestically before her. It was a sight to behold, its presence both imposing and captivating, its aura filled with an ancient magic that sent a shiver down her spine. But instead of fear, Elara felt an inexplicable connection. She knew then this was no ordinary forest creature. This was the guardian of the mystical realm, the Moonshadow Panther. As if recognizing a kindred spirit, the panther approached Elara. It nuzzled against her gently, its eyes locking onto hers. A silent understanding passed between them, a wordless conversation that transcended language. This was the beginning of an extraordinary bond, a friendship that would defy the ordinary and venture into the realm of the supernatural. In the days that followed, Elara spent her nights with the panther, exploring the enchanted forest under its guidance. The panther had an uncanny ability to manipulate moonlight, bending it to its will, creating illusions and projections that brought the ancient trees to life. The forest was their playground, every night a new adventure, every moonbeam a new story. Elara discovered that the panther could understand her thoughts and emotions, a connection that was both profound and magical. They communicated without words, their bond transcending the barriers of language and species. Their connection was a dance of moonlight and shadows, a symphony of whispers and silence. Together they embarked on nocturnal adventures, with the panther illuminating the ancient forest with its mystical moonlight. Their story was just beginning, a tale of friendship and magic, of moonlight and shadows, of a girl and her extraordinary companion, the Moonshadow Panther. Word of Elara's extraordinary companion spread throughout the village, captivating and unsettling the townsfolk. As tales of the Moonshadow Panther's midnight escapades with Elara filled the air, the village was abuzz with a myriad of emotions. On one hand, the villagers were fascinated by the supernatural creature, its ethereal beauty, and its bond with young Elara. The dreamers among them embraced the mystical, seeing the panther as a manifestation of the enchanted forest's magic. They were enthralled by the stories of the panther's moonlit dances, its ability to manipulate moonlight, and the gentle melody that echoed through the woods. For these villagers, The Moonshadow Panther was a symbol of hope and wonder, a beacon of the extraordinary in their otherwise ordinary lives. On the other hand, there were those who were unsettled by the panther's presence. The skeptics, the realists, they feared the unknown. The panther's supernatural abilities and its ethereal origins were beyond their comprehension, and anything beyond understanding bred apprehension. They saw the creature not as a guardian of the mystical realm, but as a potential threat to their peaceful existence. The village's reaction to the Moonshadow Panther was a mirror reflecting their own beliefs and fears. As the stories of Elara's adventures with the panther spread, the villagers became increasingly polarized. The chasm between the believers and the skeptics deepened, leading to a division that was as tangible as the one between daylight and shadows. The believers saw in Elara a torchbearer, a mediator between their world and the mystical realm. They revered her connection with the panther and yearned to understand the secrets of the Enchanted Forest. Meanwhile, the skeptics viewed her bond with the panther with suspicion, fearing that this connection could bring about unforeseen consequences. The village was caught in a web of fascination and fear, acceptance and apprehension. The whispers of the Moonshadow Panther had stirred something deep within them, pushing them to confront their own beliefs about the mystical and the supernatural. The village was divided, torn between fear and fascination for the mystical creature that walked among them. The tale of Elara and the Moonshadow Panther was just beginning. As tensions escalated, a greater threat emerged from within the depths of the forest. An ancient malevolent force had awakened, stirred from its long slumber by the unique energy of the Moonshadow Panther. This ancient evil, a shadowy entity known only as the Dark Root, had lain dormant for centuries, its malevolence contained by the harmonious energies of the Enchanted Forest. But now, drawn to the unique power of the panther, the Dark Root stirred, its dark tendrils creeping towards the surface, seeking to extinguish the mystical light that bound Elara and the Moonshadow Panther. The forest, once a sanctuary bathed in gentle moonlight, became a battlefield, its tranquility shattered by the awakening of this ancient nemesis. The Dark Root was a formidable adversary. It was said to feed on fear and discord, growing stronger with each passing moment. As it rose from the depths, the forest's inhabitants fell silent, sensing the impending confrontation. The air grew thick with anticipation, the usual nocturnal melodies replaced with an ominous silence. Elara, despite her youth, felt the shift in the forest's energy. The panther too sensed the awakening of the Dark Root. It stood tall and defiant, its silver eyes glowing brighter against the encroaching darkness. The bond between Elara and the panther, strengthened by their shared adventures and mutual understanding, became a beacon of hope in the face of this ancient evil. Despite the palpable fear that swept through the forest and the village, Elara and the panther did not waver. They understood that their connection, their shared energy, was a force to reckon with. Their bond, born of moonlight and shadows, held the power to counteract the Dark Root's malevolence. The stage was set for a confrontation unlike any the Enchanted Forest had ever witnessed. A battle between the forces of darkness and light, between fear and hope, between the ancient and the new. In the face of an ancient malevolence, Elara and the Moonshadow Panther stood united, their bond proving to be a force to reckon with. In a climactic battle between darkness and moonlight, Elara and the Moonshadow Panther fought for the balance of their mystical realm. The darkness, an ancient malevolence, sought to extinguish the ethereal light that bound Elara and the panther together. Yet they stood united, their bond radiating an extraordinary force, powerful enough to challenge the ancient evil. The battle was fierce, and the forest seemed to hold its breath as the Moonshadow Panther, bathed in moonlight, clashed with the darkness. The panther's sleek obsidian fur shimmered with the glow of the moonlight, its silver eyes flashing with determination. Its energy, a radiant blend of moonbeams and shadows, pulsed around it, forming a protective shield around Elara. The panther roared, an echo of defiance that reverberated through the heart of the forest. Harnessing the energy of the moon, it unleashed a burst of radiant light, a beacon against the encroaching darkness. The light clashed with the dark, a spectacle of supernatural forces colliding in a dance as old as time itself. The darkness waned, faltering under the onslaught of the panther's radiant energy. And with a final resounding roar, the Moonshadow Panther banished the ancient malevolence, restoring balance to the Enchanted Forest. In the aftermath, the forest seemed to breathe a sigh of relief, the soft glow of moonlight once again bathing its ancient trees. The panther, its energy spent, looked at Elara with a softness in its luminous eyes. Then, with a gentle nudge of its head against her, it turned, disappearing into the shadows from which it had come. Elara, left in the clearing bathed in soft moonlight, felt a profound sense of peace. She knew that the panther had not abandoned her, but had returned to its realm, its duty fulfilled. As dawn broke, the villagers witnessed the last traces of the Moonshadow Panther's supernatural glow before it vanished into the shadows, leaving behind tales of magic, connection, and acceptance. Elara returned to the village, a guardian of both worlds, sharing her extraordinary journey, forever bound to the Moonshadow Panther, the majestic creature that had taught her the true power of unity, acceptance, and the ethereal beauty of the supernatural realm.